Now, I'd just like to say I'm not promoted. I'm not promoted by Mike. He's just a chap that I got speaking to on the phone. I get some tackle off Mike, and I just put a note on my videos. I often mention him, but I haven't for a while. But I do mention Mike and give him a shout out and tell people just to go check his website out. So this is just me. I've become friends with Mike. He's a nice chap. You can see he's a nice chap, and that's it really. So there's no paid promotion or anything like that. I just thought I'd get that in, Mike, for someone. But yeah. Might be flickery because of the lights, but there's nothing we can do about that. Right, so here I am. Last night you saw me fish. Well, you might not, this might go up before then, but I'll have to have a word with my mate Tom. But here I am, and yeah, it's me again, and I'm at Caistor Tackle. And this is the premises and the workplace of Mike. And are you right, Mike? Because
not too bad, Verns.
this is your palace, and this is your empire of lead, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where it all happens.
Yeah, so Mike has got a website on the internet, on Google or whatever, and it's called Caistor
Tackle.co.uk.
Brilliant. So there you go. I advise, well, I wouldn't advise, but I would say go along to have a look at that, because it is quite an impressive website with an array of weights, lures, tackle.
Yeah,
you
swivels,
say how it is, Mike, because you know what you got.
Our main business is the weights and lead ingots, but we also stock a full range of Gemini fishing tackle. We sell moulds for other anglers to make their own weights and swim feeders. We sell reputable hooks, VMC, Sakuma, swivels, loops, powder paints, powder paint accessories, smelting accessories. Oh, the list goes on.
And it's moulds for, not just for moulds for weights, it's jig heads and all that.
Jig heads, yeah. I mean, anything from sort of 3 grams right up to the largest weight we do is £5.
Right.
They go up to the Shetland, around that area.
What, for boat fishing?
Yeah, but they use the hurdy-gurdy system.
Right.
You know, I think because of the current, it's the weight and the bait wants to be.
My mum used to put a washing on the hurdy-gurdy. Is it similar to that?
Yeah,
or
it's just like a big drum.
Big drum.
I think the mackerel guys use them. You know,
right, okay.
They have so many feathers on a string, but a couple of customers did send me pictures of their setup on the boat, and it just looked a bit too much like hard work for me. You know, I mean, pulling a £5 weight up and down. But no, we do lots of other little bits. We stay away from luggage, rods, reels. We leave that to the big guys. You know, we can't buy in at the right price because we're only a small company.
Yeah.
So we just stick to what we know.
And your main thing that you do is obviously lead, melt and weights.
I smelt the dirty lead when it comes in. I buy it off roofing contractors, and I only buy it off reputable companies. If someone turns up at my door with a ton of roof lead that looks like it's come off a church, I'm not interested, Verns. You know. So yeah, I clean it all down, turn the dirty lead into ingots like these. We sell these out to other people that don't want to have the mess of smelting their own lead. And then, as I say, I turn it into weights, swim feeders, jig heads, and that's it. It's 6 days a week, 1 day off to go fishing.
Right. So you do this at the weekend as well sometimes?
Oh yeah, yeah. The only time I'd stop work is if the grandchildren pop to see me. Right. They're under strict. They don't come past the fence at the gate there. You know, I don't want them in here. I wouldn't want them to walk down here if I was doing something with me not knowing, because I like my music on when I'm working, and them stood behind me and the lead spits out or something like that, which it does. And so yeah, I love work, always have done, Vern. I love my fishing. I've been fishing since I was sort of 8 years of age. So that's 59 years now.
Right.
So, you know, just getting back into the beach fishing now after 40 odd years. I packed it in, you know, I went onto the rivers and ponds, but sort of Steve Saville got me back into it, and I've taken to it again.
Right, okay. So what we'll do is you're going to show us some leads that you're going to make.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this to melt down.
Yeah, and my mum used to have a pot like that used to be a coffee pot and a teapot and the milk, and
you have to use
that's
these.
Stainless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stainless lead doesn't normally stick. I mean, after a while it does because you burn the coating off.
Yeah.
But for anyone that's planning to use a teapot for pouring, always make sure that the handle is riveted and welded.
Yeah.
Don't use one that the handle's going to drop off the minute you pick the lead up.
Yeah.
And pour lead all over you. I normally just put a tack on the top and the bottom of the handle.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it's secure. Because lead's unforgiving. Once it drops on your skin,
it'll go through.
Yeah.
Till it cools.
It don't come off very
and
easy.
then you've got to pick it out.
Yeah.
So yeah. So basically what we're saying there is if you're not competent, then just buy your weights from a reputable weight maker, preferably Caistor tackle. So you've got a set up there then with your gas obs, and you've got a hood there for extraction as well. Yeah,
just to draw it out.
Yeah.
It's got a spinning vent on top.
Yeah.
Just to keep the draw for the fumes. And that's it. You know, it eats through the gas.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it'd be quite hard, but how many bottles if you're doing lead all week, how many of them big bottles do you use?
One in about 2 weeks.
1 in 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. And it's just gone up again because it's winter, as we all know. They all put the prices up.
I've still got the same bottle in my workshop that I had. This is probably the second year now, and I'm quite chuffed. And I only have a heater on top.
Right.
But yeah, I do use it with a blowtorch as well if I'm heating up anything or.
You know, it's. I've got a couple of small electric smelters, but it can't melt the lead ingots quick enough.
Right.
To sort of make it worthwhile to use one of those, you know. So gas is the next best thing.
Yeah. Unless you got a blacksmith's forge.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And these pins are what you put into the mould for where you place the grip wires.
Right. Okay.
I use Vaseline.
Right.
As well for other things. I use it to coat those just to try and allow the pins to pull out easy. Yeah. Although once the heat gets on it, you know that the Vaseline obviously disappears.
So is this just warming the mould up, or will that be a good weight? So you don't heat your mould?
Nope. Nope. So then it's just a case of, see, this is, then tap, done. So that's a 6-ounce gripper with a standard loop. We also do them with a built-in bait clip. But nowadays, what with your imps and a lot of the other methods have got, a lot of people prefer to use the imps, so they're just...
And do you sell imps?
We've got some. We don't sell a lot of them because, once again, it's a case of being able to buy them sort of 10,000 at a time. Well, it would take me maybe the best part of 2-3 years to sell 10,000.
So that red one obviously is 6 ounce and the yellow one's 5.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get a rhythm.
Yeah, I suppose you can bang them out.
Yeah, but some days the rhythm just isn't there. The lead starts to sort of not flow properly, and when it's a day like that, I turn the gas off and I go and find something else to do.
Yeah.
I just don't, you know, it's a waste of time. You see, like this, I've tried reaming them out with a, you know, do they call it a pencil file?
Yeah.
But then
You can buy a reamer drill, can't you? So you could,
yeah,
whatever that hole is, put a, if that's a 3mm hole or a 2mm hole, just put a 2 or 3mm reamer through it.
I'm not very.
But the heat and everything will just, it'll
swells up. I mean, the metal expands. I don't know steel against aluminium.
Yeah, they're all got a different coefficient,
Yeah.
haven't they?
These moulds with the handles on, I had to put the handles on myself. They're a lot easier because you can get away using like gloves, whereas for the other moulds I have,
Yeah.
I mean they're all CNC moulds in there.
So you've got moulds. This is all full of moulds, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's full of moulds. We've got moulds on the shelf.
Yeah.
We've got moulds up on that shelf.
Yeah.
And there, we've got moulds everywhere.
Yep.
There's moulds literally everywhere in this place, and I'm not saying mole, I'm saying moulds, yeah, to make lead weight. So there's far too many to go through, isn't there? There's, it's like, if you are interested in, which I suggest you do really, to be honest, is to phone Mike up and speak to him about what he has got and what he's. You must have every mould.
No, you can never have everyone.
Right.
I mean, I'm ordering new moulds every month.
Right.
I have a guy up north, it's a retired engineer. He bought himself a couple of CNC machines and he makes them for me.
Right, okay.
He will literally do anything that you ask him. So if anybody wants a specific design, providing they want to order enough weights,
Right.
I can justify that.
Yeah.
But if they just want 10,
There's
I'm not going to pay 70 quid for a mould.
No. It needs some sort of guarantee as well, probably, because you wouldn't want to do it the once and then you.
Well, that's where taking a chance comes in, Vern. If I think that it's a decent weight that it's producing, then I'll stick with it. I'll have a go and try and push it. And
Yeah.
I've got one or two that I thought were brilliant ideas.
No.
Didn't go anywhere. You know, the bucket leads. Do you know what the bucket leads were?
Is that like the device, or is that with like a plastic thing on the end?
No, these are just. I will show you them later. They're just like a tapered funnel, right? And they're about that high, long stem, and the idea was that they rolled around the seabed, right? Which isn't for certain fishing is no good, but for flatty, if you're looking for flatfish, you know it.
Yeah.
But certain things that I look at and I think, oh, that's maybe got a bit of mileage in that one, you know. But others, people come to me and say, oh, can you get me a mould for this? And I say, well, I can have a mould made for you, but you know, you'll have to pay. I think they're about 70, up to 70, 80 quid. I mean, some of the bigger ones, I mean. That one, they're for feeder straps,
Right.
You know, on swim feeders. So that one, that does 3 at a time.
Right.
So you can imagine the time you save using 3.
But there's a cost in making that, isn't there?
Oh yeah. I mean,
because there's a lot of engineering going into that.
Yeah, I mean they were 80 something, but I mean, this was a Continental design that I got in, and it never took off.
Right.
So I'll just show you the bucket ones are.
Right.
That's the bucket.
And that's for rolling around when
that's
you're
for mainly for flat fishing when you're looking
off the shore.
Yeah. When you're looking for the fish, that will roll and look for them.
Right. And it'll roll in like a. Because of that shape, won't it?
It will just roll along. But if you're fishing, if your rig's got long snoods, I can see you having problems with it maybe tangling. I don't know.
Perhaps need shorter snoods, but yeah, it could search out some fish, couldn't it?
Oh, without a doubt.
Some people like doing that, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I like having it nice and tight to the floor. Perhaps that's why I don't catch.
Well, the only time I ever put a real long snood on is if I'm looking for rays.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine that I go fishing with, he told me, he says, you want at least a 4-foot snood.
Yeah.
If you're looking for rays. I mean, I don't know. Everyone to their own, I suppose, but
I think if you're in the right spot on the right day and they're all there, you're laughing, aren't you? But otherwise, you need to have some tricks up your sleeve and a bit of knowledge, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, these people that think they know it all, I mean, even at our age, man, you're never too old to learn, are you?
No, yeah, you always learn.
You know, and this is why I enjoy speaking to, when I'm on the beach. I'll speak to anybody, you know.
You certainly do, mate. Because I kept saying to Steve and Rob, who's he talking to now?
But it's because, like I say, knowledge is a fantastic thing. You've only got to pick up one idea of someone, and that idea can sort of evolve into something else. And you think, yeah, why didn't I think of that? You know, it's. You see, this one is very tight. I don't know if it's. So that's how you make them.
Well, I think that's and that's the same for all weights, apart from some you might need a clip on the outside to hold them together, I take it. Or do you just put you put them all in your vices,
all
don't
in
you?
the vise, yeah.
Because that's set up into it, I can see that.
The Gemini, when you're using the Gemini, and we buy all genuine Gemini. We don't buy anything cheap.
They aren't far away, are they?
No, they're only up the road.
Yeah.
The Gemini, they have in production a clamp. But
yeah, I've seen it.
It's, to me, dropping them in there is a lot quicker.
It's a lot easier, yeah.
You know, than pulling them in and out of a clamp. So,
yeah, you're certainly set up for doing it properly, aren't you?
Well, there'll be people that have got a lot more advanced setup than me, but this is adequate for what we want.
Yeah, and for
you know, it's you just do whatever you think is gonna sort of make money for you. You know, I mean, we've got weights that we've had in stock for 2 or 3 years. Nobody's ever bought them. You know, one day, you never know. You know, I mean, there's now a tendency. A lot of people are ringing me, asking me, "Oh, do you remember such and such a mould?" I mean, Joe Curry. He had a curry mould,
right?
But it's not curry as in we. That was just his name, and I'll show you later on what they look like. And they are a flat mould, like a leaf shape with a fin on,
right?
And I mean, they spin or they lay flat on the bottom, you know, but they spin on the retrieve. Somebody rang me up the other week. I mean, I haven't seen a curry mould for what? 30 years. I've got some. The guy says, "Oh, do you do curry moulds?" I says, "Yeah." I says, "I've got the moulds that can make the weights." Great stuff. And he ordered 50 of them, you know. So old anglers seem to get very stuck in the ways.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they'll only use, whereas, you know, I get called a tackle tart. I go in a tackle shop and I see something and I think, yeah, I might be able to use it. Some of the stuff's obsolete. You just buy it because it looks bright and shiny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like floats. How many times you go in a tackle shop, you buy new floats and you've got a box full of them, but they're just a magnet to you. So, but I'll take you and show you some of the other. I'll just turn these down. Is your daughter all right? Sit out there.
She might be cold.
Bloody hell! Tell her to come and sit. Tell her to come and sit on there, mate. Sit on that.
Honestly, I sat down all day yesterday. I don't want to sit down anymore.
Why? Why are you sat down all day? Why aren't you working?
Because she's on holiday this week.
No such thing as holidays.
Oh, there is. That's where you're going wrong.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you need to have more time off and go fishing. So this is the lead melting den, plus a bit of a workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got all sorts of all the
main components for
leads. So all these are your
different
clips, and you sell these. If someone says, "I want a bag of these,"
yeah,
you'll sell them.
we sell those in thousands, or we sell them in hundreds.
Yeah, thousands or hundreds, and everything's there.
Yeah.
Everything you need for
Powder-
making a lead.
Powder paints.
All the powder paints, which you put in. I take it you microwave 'em.
No, in the oven.
Right, it's an oven.
Yeah,
So
it's an oven. Yeah,
look like a microwave to me.
You
but
might have a bit of
I'm
an
not-
issue if you put lead weights in.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah. So don't put them in the microwave. Put them in the oven. So yeah. So right then,
And you know what's in the fridge at the end, don't you?
lager.
No, don't drink beer.
Right, is it your bait in there?
It is in the bottom. Yeah.
Right, for fishing. So you got to move the compressor every time you go.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I'm just waiting. Once I get built outside,
You can put it
I
out
put
there.
it out there. But
Yeah.
then, of course, the wife said it might be a bit noisy.
Well, I've got a compressor. It bangs away. As a matter of fact, I've got a compressor 3 times the size of that, and I left it on. And obviously, they all have an air leak, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, it would bang on at 2 a.m. in the morning, 5, and sometimes, and it weren't until it went banging off at like 7 in the morning as I was going to work, and I thought, shit, I've left the compressor on. And the Karen says, well, how long's that been on? Well, when I sprayed the car. And she went, that was months ago. So it had been banging away, so I wouldn't worry about it. People get used to noise. Right, so we're now going to look at... You can say hello.
Hello.
This is my eldest daughter.
Yeah, right.
And you're not shy, yeah?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
She looks like me, doesn't she? She gets all her good looks from me. This is a long one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is all your... You tell me, Mike, because you're the man.
This is the products that we sell, sort of, you know, ready packaged, or we count them out. At this end, this is all the Gemini, all the cones and wires for putting them all
For
together.
the weights, yeah.
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 These, like the kits, various Gemini kits, rig.
Yeah, they're them,
profiles.
yeah. They're packets of stuff, so
Yeah.
you sell all that.
Yeah, and you know, like these are special mold kits for Gemini.
Yeah.
So as I say, I mean, we stock nearly everything that Gemini sell.
Yeah.
Our prices are slightly cheaper than Gemini.
Right.
That's
good news then, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean,
Yeah. Now you heard that air first. Let me turn that light on. You heard that air first. That slightly cheaper
than Gemini.
than Gemini. So yeah, that's good news.
These are all the different
Hooks.
hooks, VMCs, trebles, Aberdeens, loops again.
Yeah.
These are molds for soft baits. We also sell a range of plastics, additives, colorants, and these are the obviously these have moved on a long way.
Yeah, yeah. They're them jelly type. Yeah. That's all above my head, but I know we're looking at and what they are, but they aren't the sort of thing I use, to be honest, because I only bait fish. But
yeah,
you sell all that then? That's great.
These are people that want to powder coat their own.
Right.
We sell the pumps to pump them. We sell the powder paints. We sell glitters.
So if you want to powder coat your weights, you've got the gear to.
Yeah.
And I see you've got all your
rollers
and your TIG wire.
Yeah.
If it is TIG
No,
wire,
it's not.
It's not. It's just stainless.
TIG wire is too soft.
Right. Okay.
This is hardened tensile. That's what people use TIG wire.
That's why they're thinner then, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because most people use like a 1.6 TIG wire, and they're absolute pain to bend, aren't they?
I mean, these.
Yeah.
They are, like I say, people maybe I've seen people using TIG wire and bent coat hangers for loops. You know, I mean, if that floats your boat,
that's it.
You know,
but you've got the stuff.
The stuff's here.
The wire grips.
Yeah.
Everything for weights there.
These.
Yeah. Nice set of drawers then.
Full of moulds. All
full of moulds. All of them are full of moulds.
One of them drawers is full of moulds.
Full of moulds. To sell?
To sell. Yeah.
To sell. Yeah. To sell. So
all listed on eBay.
There you go.
Or on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got some.
They're all ready for.
So what? These are bombs, are they? Or
they're cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
Yeah.
These are the Geminis, aren't they?
They're the Geminis.
And this is what
they're
you
feeder weights.
Feeder weights.
8-ounce feeder weights.
And you use that for.
They clip on.
Is that freshwater?
Freshwater fishing, river, maybe barbel and chub.
Right, and they chuck a weight that big.
Yeah.
Right, and these are just
double pyramids. They're for sandy beach where there's not a lot of pull.
Down south.
Yeah.
Well, they do. I always see all the lads down south. They use these, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, a friend of mine, I gave him some to try out for me just as an experiment.
So my mate Danny Ongley would use a weight like that.
Yeah.
But Danny, I wouldn't use a weight like that because I come from Middle Earth. So us up there in Middle Earth, we don't use weights like that, do we?
No, we don't.
We have to have tough weights with grip wires. So yeah.
Yeah. So then these are all
nice and shiny, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, what we do. Obviously, it's difficult to keep a full stock all the time. That's why.
Yeah.
If a tub's got a yellow dot on, it's low.
Right. Okay.
But you know, we keep them in plastic bags as well as airtight containers, and it stops them tarnishing.
Tarnishing, yeah. Boxing section.
Yeah, this is just. For
and
storage.
I've seen some boxes this size, I think, or maybe touch smaller. Is what I get sent, in it?
Yeah, 752s. Yeah, you won't get the little pizza boxes.
No,
they are only for moulds. But I mean, they're some of the bigger boxes we use.
Yeah. So you make it in the shed through there, in your lead melting place, and here
it comes in here, gets cleaned up. We clean them all up by hand.
Yeah.
And then it gets packed and
boxed and
heavy
posted.
ones go out by courier. The light, anything under 2k goes to the post office.
Yeah, and also you've got an array of tackle that is all for sale.
All for sale, yeah. All ready.
So brass loops, these are for weights?
Yeah, these are hexagon carp boys.
Oh right, carp fish. Right.
Well, no, I mean I have.
We used to have brass stuff in sea fishing. It's only now where it's just gone to stainless all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's
right.
But they're not even brass; they're steel.
Yeah.
So brass is it's a bit soft. That's the only thing why it was used for freshwater fishing. Is because brass is a bit soft,
right?
Whereas the steel will take a bit more battering. But it's up to the customer's choice, you know. They can have whatever they want. And this is a latest one that's we've started doing. Haven't been trimmed up yet, but this is what we call a butter spoon.
All right.
And the idea is, once again, your snood goes on there, that goes to your leader. When obviously that bit's off, that's your and that moves along the seabed,
right,
looking for catfish. Whichever way it lands, it'll still travel along the sand. So whether or not they're, you know, for up here, I don't know, but these ideas keep coming out and I keep having a go. The right time of the year
So what you're saying is, I could, if I paid for the mould, I could actually have the Vernon grip weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all our nowadays, all our moulds have got CT actually engraved in them. So
Yeah.
if you see a mould, a weight, and it's got CT on it, then you know it's Caistor tackle.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, these are those. These are what the feeders.
Right. Okay. Right. So them bits bend through.
Yeah.
Right. I understand now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a territory that I aren't.
Yeah. Mainly for the River Trent, Swale, or the what's the one down in Worcestershire? Severn.
Right. And that's for barbel.
Yeah, barbel and chub. But you need a decent rod to. I mean, I know beach casters that won't throw 8 ounce.
No.
So. And that's about it then.
Right then. And is business good?
We're in between. Obviously, carp season's finished.
Yeah.
The cod haven't moved in yet, so but you know, sea fishing is starting to pick up. Obviously, off the beach. The boat fishing's gone now till next season.
Yeah.
But no, it keeps us busy.
Right. And this good lady, have you got anything to say? You are a main instrument in this. When she's feeling well, she's been poorly for the last. Are you not?
months.
Are you?
Can't get rid of a cold.
And
Right.
She just had a hip replacement in April.
How did the hip go?
No, it went fine.
Were you awake when they did it?
Yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, you see, I don't know if I can do that. I'm suffering at the minute quite a bit, and it eased up, but then it's got bad again now for the past half a week. But everyone keeps telling me they don't put you out now.
They did me. I've had 2 hits.
You're all right on this, are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was barging in on you, but basically, your hip's good now.
It's getting there now. It's
Right.
been a long road. I think due to COVID, you weren't offered physio.
Right.
You just literally, I was in less than 24 hours. They just do it.
Yeah.
Send you out.
You see,
There's
I'm
not much follow up on it now.
No. Well, at least you're feeling better now, but I'm a bit of a girl, and I think I'd need me mum, because I think I'd start crying, because if I'm awake, and I do believe they give you 1, 2 or 3 pain relief or something, and 3 knocks you out for a little bit, and then you wake back up and they're there banging away.
Well, the anaesthetist was like stood by the side of me, and he monitors everything on his, what your heart's doing, what your temperature's doing, and if he thinks you're getting stressed, he'll give you a bit of calming down fluid.
Yeah, Vino.
I think I'm going to say to the doctor, I know it's nothing to do with this, but I think I'll say to the doctor, they either put me out or I'll just be limping. But
when you're actually in hospital and
They'll ask
you're
you.
laid there waiting, the last person that comes in to see you 9 times out of 10 is your anaesthetist. And if that's how you'll feel, you just say to him, I would really seriously prefer to be put to sleep.
right, well that'll do me, because I'd rather go to sleep and not ever wake up again, to be honest. That's how I feel about it. I couldn't be as brave as you.
Just prolong the recovery time.
Yeah, I ain't bothered.
No,
I ain't bothered. But so obviously you're the main. I mean, Mike just melts the weight, doesn't he? But you're the other person that sorts out all the paperwork
He
and.
does IT as well. Can't get on the internet at the moment.
Right. Okay. So you're IT as well, Mike.
I am indeed.
He
Yeah.
does the paperwork.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I've just said you're the lead maker,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you do Mike does more than me. He can do you can do IT as well.
Yeah.
And paperwork, and deals with the clients.
Right.
I just work beaver away.
Because
with
I'm a
that.
very public person.
You are.
I'm
You're a very
sociable
nice person. You are. Yeah.
Unless
I think I've dug myself in the hole
unless
there.
you put your tractor and trailer through my swim when I'm beach fishing at
Yeah, no,
Hornsey.
you don't want that. No. So yeah, great. So it's all good there, and
Yeah.
He feeds me peanuts every now and again just to keep me happy.
yeah, I've seen. But you do make the tea.
Yes.
Do you ever make the tea?
Occasionally he does.
Oh.
I always make my wife tea
I
and cook it.
rang up this morning before I came out. I said to Maggie, I've been ringing you to see if you want a coffee. You're not answering your phone. But it was my fault.
Right.
Don't know why, but it was my fault.
Right then.
I could what they exfoliated then. So
Yeah.
you got
Oh, well, I had a shave.
Aye, that's
You
your
can see I've had a
remedy.
shave.
Well, I should have exfoliated, so you got my photogenic side.
Yeah, it's like mine.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so yeah, this is Verns Sea Fishing. I've been at Caistor Tackle today and shown you what Mike does at Caistor Tackle. So if there's any other questions or whatever, there will be a link down below. Tom will stick that in for you to, if people are right to ring you up, if they need to ring you.
Yeah.
So you can ring Mike and ask for anything that we might not have covered, or Mike might add in one of his drawers that we haven't spoken about, which I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Caistor Tackle. This is where the hub is, and if you want to speak to anybody, you'll speak to Mike, and the next time you'll see me will be either at the River Rumble or on a beach. I don't know. So see you later. You gonna say see you later, Mike?
Yeah, okay.